Aquarius. Today I'm going to tell you the true story of the three little pigs. Everybody knows the story of the three little pigs, or at least the thing they do. But I'll let you in on a little secret. No one knows the true story because no one has ever heard my side of the story. I'm the wolf, Alexander T. Wolf. You can call me Al. I don't know how this whole big bad wolf thing got started, but it is all wrong. Maybe it's because of our diet. Hey, it is not my fault if wolves like to eat cute little animals like bunnies and sheep and pigs. That's just the way we are. If cheeseburgers were cute, folks would probably think you were big and bad too. Just like I was saying, the whole big bad wolf thing is all wrong. The real story is about a sneeze and a cup of sugar. This is the real story. Way back, in once upon a time, I was making a birthday cake for my dear old granny. I had a terrible sneezing cold and I ran out of sugar. So I walked down the street to ask my neighbor for a cup of sugar. Now, this neighbor was a pig, and he wasn't too bright either. He had built his house out of straw. Can you believe it? I mean, who in his right mind would build a house out of straw? So, of course, the minute I knocked on the door, and it fell right in. I didn't want to just walk into someone else's house. So, I called, little pig, are you in? No answer. I was just about to go home without the cup of sugar when my nose started to itch. I felt a sneeze coming on. Well, I huffed and I snuffed and I sneezed a great sneeze. Achoo! And you know what? The whole damn straw house just fell down, and right in the middle of the pond was the first little pig, dead as a doornail. He had been home the whole time. It seemed a shame to leave a perfectly good ham dinner lying there in the straw. So I ate it up. Think of it as a big cheeseburger just lying there. I was feeling a little better, but I still didn't have the cup of my sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. So I went to the next house. This neighbor was the first little pig's brother. He was a little smarter, but not too much. He had built his house of stick. I rang the bell on the stick house. Nobody answered. I called, Mr. Pig, are you in? He yelled back, Go away, wolf! You can't come in. I'm shaving the hairs on my chimney chin. I had just grabbed the doorknob when I felt another sneeze coming on. I huff and I snuff and I tried to cover my mouth, but I sneezed a great sneeze. Achoo! And you're not going to believe it, but this guy's house fell down just like his brother's. When the dust cleared, they saw the second little pig's dead as a doornail. Woof on. Now you know, if you just leave the food in the open, it will spoil. So I did the only thing that was to do. So I had dinner again. I was awfully full, but my cold felt a little better. But I still didn't have my cup of sugar for my dear sweet old granny birthday cake. So I went to the next neighbor's house. This guy was the first and second little pig's brother. He must have the brains of the family. He had built his house of bricks. I knocked on the brick house. No answer. So I called, Mr. Pig, Mr. Pig, are you in? Do you know what that rude little poker answered? Go away, Wolf. Don't bother me again. Talk about impolite. He probably have a whole sack full of sugar. But he didn't even give me a little cup for my dear sweet old granny's birthday cake. What a pig. I was just about to go home to make a birthday card instead of a cake when I felt another cold coming on, and I huffed, I snuffed, and I sneezed once again. Achoo! Then the third little pig yelled, and your old granny can sit on a pig. I'm usually a pretty calm fellow, but when somebody talks about my granny like that, I will go a little crazy. When the cops drove up, of course, I was trying to break the pig's door. And the whole time I was huffing and puffing and sneezing and making a real scene. The rest, as they say, is history. The news reporter found out the two little pigs that I had for dinner. They figured out a sick guy going to borrow a cup of sugar didn't sound very exciting. So they jazzed up the story with all that huff and puff and blow your house down. And they made me the big bad wolf. That's it. The real story. I was free. Maybe you could loan me